Hi, friends. How are you today? So good to see you. As always, I am living my best life. And today, we get to talk to Nick Teran, right?
Yes. Yep.
Good. We're on a roll. And he is a professional photographer and owns Americana Images, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're two for two. Well, this is going to be good. And I absolutely adore photography. There is such a it's just a magical moment when you capture somebody. I just love it. So I actually had to set a timer so we don't go over the time limit. So, Nick, thank you so much for being here. I'm not going to do all the talking, I promise. Good to see you.
Gotcha.
Good to
Good to
see
see you too. Thank you.
very good. So tell me what do you love most about photography? And then we'll talk about what kind of photography you do.
Sure. So I like that I get to share. It's kind of like sharing with the world how I see the world,
Oh,
like my way of capturing it. So I think that's what's really fun about it.
and it's such a gift that you have to be able to do that. We'll get his contact information in a moment, but you need to check out his stuff. It's gorgeous.
Appreciate it.
So talk to us about what kind of photography you do. You do headshots, you do editorial, and you
Right.
do marketing, right? So let's take one by one.
Right. So editorial is something that you would see like in the magazine. So a lot of my clients they'll contact me saying that maybe they have a photo shoot that they need done for some sort of expose that they did in an industry magazine of theirs. That's what's been a lot of them, like a realtor or I think one guy did finance or something like that. And so, but he was a big Texan, so he wanted to have his hat and a cigar and his whiskey and that kind of stuff. So, and that was pretty fun. And like musicians, they're usually the same kind, but it's the differences is subtle. So editorial and usually in marketing or branding, they could almost be one and the same.
Hmm.
So I try to use the environment too, and I think that's what differentiates how I shoot. Is I'm a big fan of there's a type of photography or portrait photography that's considered environmental portraiture. And a lot of people, when they hear that, they think of like the environmental stuff, science stuff, but it's not. It's everything within the frame speaking to the person or the subject and saying a lot more than just the person themselves.
So you're encapsulating the person, their persona, their vibe, as you would say, or your
Right.
soul with everything that's in that photograph.
Yes. Yep.
And
So
and it's just, I love the Texan hat because that's only in Texas people with the whiskey and the cigar. Very good. All right. So that's editorial. And then there are headshots.
right. And the headshots are pretty straightforward. It kind of gives an employer or somebody in the service an idea of what that person may look like that they're going to interact with. So pretty straightforward stuff on that one.
But it's so important to have a good headshot and a current headshot.
Yes. So I think right now, most people that I've talked to every 5 years, and those are the ones that really dread them. They're like, it's been 5 years, it's time to do this. And, those are the ones that are honestly fairly easy because I set up the lights, I do everything, and then I have them come in. And for anybody that's had my services, I usually like to talk to the person because I know I get anxious. And
Mm.
so it helps relax them. And that's also one of the things that I believe is like, if somebody is anxious, it comes across in the photo. We may not always know it, but it does. And so I try to like relax them through that. And a lot of times it is headshots because those are the people that they're not normally in front of the camera. Like most people aren't normally in front of the camera, even with the camera phones that we have. To have a stranger take your photograph is something totally different. And the other thing that I want to make clear is that the kind of work that I do, it's on my website, I say bringing the studio experience to you because I bring my lights. It's just like sitting in a studio. So there are multiple lights set up whenever I do these photo shoots. So, and that can be kind of overwhelming for somebody that's not used to it.
Yeah, because you don't sit naturally when you're getting your picture taken.
Right. And
Right.
I try to tell people too, there's certain things that I ask them to do when I'm posing or something that it may feel really unnatural, but when they see it, it looks way better. So,
He's going to do you a favor and hide your chins.
Yes.
And take it
So,
straight on, no
yeah.
sides. And they're so
Right.
important. And really, people get an updated headshot.
Yes.
You look very different than you did 5 years ago, I can guarantee. And the clothes are different. So
Trust me, I notice that because I have to do my own headshots every once in a while.
that's funny. All right. So headshots, editorial.
Yes. And the last one is I call creative. And that's usually for anybody that just kind of wants to do an out there shot. I would even consider like boudoir and stuff and more creative.
Mhm.
Right. But the main thing that I like with creative is I get to play around with the lighting and change it up. Maybe do what they call alternative lighting or sources. So I'll use black lights. I'll use like Christmas lights sometimes, and those I try to tell the client like have some patience because this isn't like your standard lighting. I don't know how much power is coming off these lights, but I love it because it gets to like let me flex my creative muscle a little bit. So
And lighting is so important.
it's very important. So not to knock the other photographers out there, but usually when I talk about photographers, that I think there's a big difference between professional photographers and the photographers that we know today. And I think for me to kind of speak to the industry and to what I would say to even my colleagues is it's very important to know that it's not just a camera, it's not just the lights. It goes well beyond the equipment itself. Um, it has to be the photographer, the lighting, the location, and even the post work is more important than just what's going on in front of the camera. Because most people see what I do and then they get there with the lighting set up and they're like, well, that only took like 30, 40 minutes for you to get this stuff done. And I'm like, yes, but there's going to be hours behind all of this. So it's the fun part, but it's still a part of photography no one sees.
Yes, because that's important too, because you're friendly and you'll take some lines away and a
Yes.
chin or two.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on the chins today. So, but I'm telling you, you're right, because there's taking pictures and then there's a photographer eye. And oh gosh, if I could come back in my next life, I would do that. I am not talented enough to do that, but there's such a skill and just to capture that moment because you really want to capture what this person is like in a single frame. That's
Right.
yeah, yeah.
So, and also so my average photo shoot, I probably take, I'm guessing in the 2 hours, maybe around 150 images. And for your average portrait, for anybody that just wants like portraits for family or whatever, they get 20 images, which is kind of like industry standard right now.
Mhm.
But for me, the hard part is narrowing that down. So a lot of times I ask the client to help me. And so, because the other thing too is going back to the photographer thing, is a lot of those people will take a bunch of shots because digital now allows people to take as many photos as they want. And they may get that one or two technically sound image, and those are the ones that they go with. Well, my job as a professional is the technical side. The lighting should be good. The focus should be there. Like all the technical stuff should be in every single frame that I shoot. So out of the 100 and something that I get, they're all technically sound. It comes down to what the client wants to see because we all have our own ways that we see each other. So we might not like the angle or the pose or whatever. And so even I do it when I do my own stuff, like when I edit my own face or whatever for headshots, the cameras are unforgiving.
But well, don't say that because you
Right.
make it better.
Right, because I go into Photoshop and then I take out my blemishes and stuff that I see. So, but that's part of the job. And whereas photographers, they may not know that, and so they don't understand how to utilize the other tools besides just the camera. So
And so I'm going to say this, and don't let him taking up 200 images intimidate you. They go by like that, and
it
it's
does.
really fun.
Yes.
and
So
and that's you have an advocate because you absolutely want people to look their best and feel their best and just look powerful and strong and beautiful and handsome and just capture somebody's spirits. And I know that's touchy feely, and I'm sorry.
no, it's cool. Like I like to think that's the art part of it.
Yeah.
It's like you're really trying to get into the motion of people. So, and I mean, I'll be honest, the corporate headshots, they're not very creative. They're there to show exactly who the person is that's going to be showing up to the office daily, or for your client to show up and know that is going to be the person on the other side of the phone.
Yeah.
So,
It gives you, and that's why you need an updated one.
yeah. So, well, because I liked what somebody said one time is doing business with somebody else is a relationship where you're building trust the whole time.
Hmm.
And so it is kind of nerve-wracking when you have a new client or you're getting a new vendor because you don't know who that person really is. And so I think headshots kind of help ease that a little bit because you kind of know who you're dealing with, especially in the day of technology. There's some clients that I have yet to meet because they're not from Houston, but I go do shoots for them in Houston all the time. And so I only know them like via email or like maybe the quick text or even a phone call. So it's nice to kind of put the face to the other person.
That's wonderful. So what is the best way to reach you? A phone number, a website, a combination of both? What's the best way for somebody to reach out?
Yeah, usually a combination of both. I will take a text or a phone call any day. Emails are great when they have a specific job or look that they're looking for to
Mhm.
give me all the details then. So I'll have a chance to read it and read it multiple times to make sure I understand.
Okay, so what is your phone number?
So my phone number is going to be 832-813-2080.
Okay, are you comfortable
And
sharing your email?
yes.
Okay.
So my email address is actually going to be Nick, Nick, at a-images.com.
Okay, and that's your website too,
Yes.
aimages.com. Okay, very good. I'm telling you, the minute this interview is over and you finish watching it, say how great it was, first of all, and then go to his website. You're going to love it. Absolutely love it. And it's worth mentioning that you also do you do real estate photography as well.
Yes,
Good for realtors because that will sell that house or
absolutely.
that
Professional
property.
photos are a must.
Yes. And you
So
have drone photography too to help that out.
I
So,
do. Yes.
yes,
Yep.
as a former real estate agent, that can make or break a
Yes.
property listing. So, yes. So, well, thank you so much. This is so much fun. I hope I didn't go over. I lost the timer, so I'm sure we're okay. But thank you
Well, I
so much.
appreciate
I
it.
really appreciate your artwork and your eye and your technical expertise and your artist heart. And you just call them. You'll love them too. All right.
Well, I
Well, thank
greatly
you.
appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, anytime. Well, friends, thank you so much. Nick, thank you. And you guys be safe and be well. And we will see you very soon. All right. aimages.com. A dash. So,
Yes.
all
Thank you.
right. Thank you, friends. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.